I want to talk about entrepreneurial teamwork, and I say it pays. Let me look at some famous Kenya's teamwork. In this picture, you see Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. His car got stuck in the mud. And you can the likes of these ministers, including Tomboya. In a teamwork spirit, the car was moved out of the mud. And probably that's where ideologies or slogans like Harambe started. In the next one, you can see President Moi joining people, Wanjiku, in doing Harambe work. So Mzee Kibaki is there, Mzee Moi, in a team. You can see here the late, rest in peace, Anan. Handshake there, coming together as a team. So teamwork has worked for us. So I'm saying, let us build strong teams. For when you talk of team, the word team, what ideally you're talking about is that together, everyone achieves more. So when we work together as a team, we'll definitely achieve more. Now, I remember with nostalgia the early Jubilee years when teamwork seemed to work. Look at those good photos. Look at that teamwork. 2013, those eras. Look at that teamwork. Call them handshakes if you want. So handshake is not new. And some of the successes during that time, free maternity, opening up the JKIA terminal, Beyond Zero project, digital records, social media used by brand, Huduma centers. Yes, that team, it worked. But then, the Tanga Kieleweke nexus sets in. And what we start seeing? Situations like those. Chaos, Tanga versus Kieleweke in the public domain. We see people fighting even in churches. We see all this when teamwork failed, even in the ruling party, Jubilee itself. And then teamwork is replaced by scandal after another, scandal after scandal. Public domain, NYS, youth fund, how many millions lost? Fraud, public domain, dam scandals. In the public domain, maize scams, because it lost teamwork, and particularly within the ruling party. And what does Wanjiku say? Wanjiku says, I don't care how you're going to do it, but please slay this corruption. Teamwork no longer working. Now, this reminds me of a story about a tortoise and a hare. It is said that once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare had an argument about who is faster. Yes, The hare says, I am the fastest runner. But the tortoise challenges the hare and says, that's not true. The fastest runner is me. There they argue. Well, then they decided to settle the argument in a race. They agreed on a route and started off the race. The confident hare says, okay, let's have a race. And the tortoise says, why not? Fine with me. So, they go, starting mark. The hare shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then looking behind and seeing no tortoise near, then he thought, wow, I could as well sit under this tree for some time and relax before I continue. Well, thinks with this confidence that even if he was to rest, the slow tortoise won't catch up. He sits under the tree and soon falls asleep. And there, the tortoise plodding on overtakes the hare and finishes the race, emerging the undisputed champion. Wow. The hare woke up and realized that he had lost the race. Look at the tears in his eyes. How, thinks the hare, can the slow tortoise win me? So, the traditional moral of the story that we have grown up with is that slow and steady wins the race. That is traditionally we are told. But there is an entrepreneurial angle to it, that thinking outside the box. So, the disappointed hare reviews the situation to see where he went wrong and realized that he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. So he designed a plan. We're being told here that overconfidence, carelessness, and being lax can cost you, particularly when you're not working in a team. So, the hare comes up with this plan, new plan, and challenges the tortoise to another race. Of course, the tortoise agrees. Can we have another race? Politely asks the hare. Okay, fine, let's do it, answers the tortoise. Now, this time, the hare did not want to repeat the mistake that he made. The hare went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. And he won the race with several kilometers. Now, the new moral of the story. Fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. If you have two people in your organization, call it your country if you want, one slow, methodical, and reliable, and the other fast and still reliable at what he does, then the fast and reliable chap will consistently climb the organizational ladder faster than the slow, methodical chap. So, we are told, therefore, it's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. But you see, the story doesn't end here. In any competition, we must continue thinking entrepreneurially. When you are in a competition, keep on thinking. So now, it was the tortoise's turn to think entrepreneurially. He realized there is no way he can beat the hare in a race the way it was formatted. So he thinks, how can I win this hare? Strategizing. He thinks himself, it does not matter how slow you go, as long as you keep going. So long as you're not moving backwards, you keep going. So the tortoise now comes up with his plan and asks politely the hare, can we have another race? This time we will go through a different route. Sure, the hare, confident hare says. Very confident. So, a new race is arranged. They start off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the hare took off and ran at top speed along the new route until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. You can see where the goal is. The goal. The hare has reached the river. Now, the hare sat there wondering what to do. In the meantime, the tortoise trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. Hare, tortoise, finishing the race. So what is the entrepreneurial moral of the story now? First, identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competence. In an organization, a country if you want, if you are a good speaker, for example, create opportunities to give presentations that enable the senior management to notice you. But the story does not end here. Competition seems to have made the hare and the tortoise good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. They became friends. They shook hands. The famous handshake, if you want. Realizing the mistakes we have made in the past. Suppose we did it differently. So, they decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. Look, the hare comes. Hi, buddy. How about doing our last race again? And the tortoise? Great. I think we're better helping each other. Is teamwork coming back? So, they started off. And this time, the hare carried the tortoise till the riverbank. There, the tortoise took over and swam across with the hare on his back. On the opposite bank, the hare again carried the tortoise and they reached the finishing line together. They both felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they had felt earlier. Handshake? So, what is the moral of the story this time? It is good to be individually brilliant and to have a strong core competencies. But unless you are able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you will always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you'll do poor and someone else will do well. Teamwork. There are more lessons. You notice that neither hare nor a tortoise gave up after failures and successes. The hare worked harder, but the tortoise worked smarter. So in difficulty, it pays to work harder and smarter and even change strategy. Stop competing against a rival and instead start competing against the situation. Yes, we have seen it. Our girls, teamwork has paid. Volleyball girls, our team is going to Tokyo. Teamwork. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. Team, manufacturing, building the nation. Without teamwork, we are not going to prosper. And therefore, teamwork pays. Whoever wishes to run alone, whoever wishes to go it alone, may go very fast, but may not go very far. And therefore, like I started, I want therefore to finish by the same, that entrepreneurial teamwork pays. Not just any teamwork, but entrepreneurial teamwork pays. Thank you.